Good day, ma'am. My name is Rachel Beck, a psychology student, and today I am going to dissect a pig heart and to locate the parts and function of it, as this is a requirement for my anatomy subject. Let's begin. I have here a pig heart, and I'm going to locate the parts and function of it. This one right here is the pericardium. The pericardium, or the pericardial sac, is a double-layer closed sac that surrounds the heart and anchors it. This right here, this tip right here is the apex of the heart. This one here at the bottom, this is the apex. Next is the myocardium. This right here, this is the myocardium. It is a muscle of the heart, and most of the myocardium is located in the two lower chamber of the heart, which is the left and right ventricle. This one right here is the myocardium. Now is the coronary artery. This one right here is the coronary artery, and it helps to supply blood with oxygen into the heart muscle itself. Next, let us locate the fourth chamber of the heart. This one is the left atrium. This is the right atrium. And this one is the right ventricle. And this is the left ventricle. The right atrium, this one, is the upper chamber to your left, and it receives the oxygenated blood from the body. The right ventricle is this one, the part here. This part is the right ventricle, and it pumps the oxygen poor blood into the lungs. The left atrium here is the upper chamber to your right. This receives oxygenated blood from the lungs. Next, this left ventricle, the lower chamber to your right, pumps oxygenated blood into the rest of the body. And now let us locate the pulmonary artery. This one right here is the pulmonary artery, and this blood vessel branches and carries blood to the lungs to receive oxygen, and can be found curving out to the right ventricle or to the upper chamber to your left. This one right here is the pulmonary artery. This one. Next is the major vessel, the aorta. It's right here, this one. And this major vessel is located near the right atrium and just behind the pulmonary arteries to the lungs. This one right here. Okay. And this one is the aortic arc. This one. Now let us locate the pulmonary veins. The pulmonary veins is right here. It's in here, and this is connected to the right atrium. This one right here is the pulmonary veins. And next is, we're going to find the superior and inferior vena cava. This one right here. This tube here, these two blood vessels are located on the left of the heart and connects to the right atrium. Now I've opened the heart from the pulmonary artery, and we can see the internal anatomy of the heart. Now let us locate the right atrium. It's right here, the right atrium, and from here, no, okay, wait. Oh, wait. This right here, this one right here, is the right atrium. And you can notice the thinner muscular wall of this receiving chamber. Okay. Next is we are going to locate the inferior and superior vena cava, which is located here, right here. So from here, we are going to, okay, it's right here. This is the inferior and superior vena cava. It enters this chamber right here. Okay, it's right here. Okay. Now the valve between the right atrium and the right ventricle is called the tricuspid valve. This one here, this one. This one right here is the tricuspid valve. Okay, this right here. And this tricuspid valve allowed blood flow from the right atrium. This is our right atrium into the right ventricle over here, right here. During diastole period, when the heart is relaxed and when the heart begins to contract, sexually phased ventricular pressure increases until it created under pressure and the right atrium causing the tricuspid to snap close. This is the right ventricle. I can feel that it is thin and its lining is smooth. Okay. Also, we can see the network of irregular muscular cords that connects the tricuspid valve into the pupillary muscles. So these are called the chordae tendineae. Okay. And we can also see a septum on the right side of the right and left pumping ventricle from each other. Okay. Inside the right ventricle, we can locate the pulmonary artery, carries blood away from the chamber. Okay, this is the pulmonary artery, and it has a one-way valve called the pulmonary semilunar valve right here that controls the blood flow away from the right ventricle at the entrance to this blood vessel. Now let us go to the left atrium, but I've already cut it from the left atrium to the apex. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now we can see here the left superior chamber known as the left atrium, and it is where the pulmonary veins enters, right here. Let's observe the one-way semilunar valves at the entrance of these veins. Inside this chamber, the valve that controls blood flow between the upper and left atrium, this one, the upper left atrium and the lower left ventricle, is called the mitral valve. And this valve consists of two leaflets, and blood flows through the left atrium into the left ventricle during diastole. Let us notice the thickness of this ventricular wall. It's thick because this heart chamber is responsible for pumping blood throughout of the body. I've already cut this one so that we can see the aorta over here. This is the aorta. Now we can clearly see the aorta is exposed, and let's count 3 because there is this valve over here called the leaflets of this valve. 1, 2, and 3. These are called as the aortic semilunar valve leading from the left ventricle into the aorta. It is called the semilunar valve because it has a moon shape. And for the last procedure, we are going to examine the aorta. This one is the aorta, the largest artery, and as you can see, there is a hole here, this one right here. And this is called the coronary sinus. In the wall of this major artery, this leads into the coronary artery, which carries blood to it and nourish the heart muscle itself. And now we are done with the pig's heart dissection. Thank you very much.